I would say that the squat pattern is a little bit more difficult than a hip hinge or a bend pattern, if for no other reason than in a squat pattern, you're actually taking a lot more of your own body weight and bringing it down, 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 and that means you have to lift, lift, lift. So there's actually more work going on for your muscles than in a bend pattern where you're trying to really keep your upper body as high as possible. So with a squat pattern, and I'll show you from the side view as I normally do because it gives you more information, but I'll also give you the front view. With a squat pattern, now instead of having the hips go back as we did in a bend pattern, now we're trying to get the hips to go down as much as possible. And of course, in order for the hips to go down, the knees have to move forward to facilitate that. So those two things happen almost instantaneously. You're dropping down in the hips. And again, just like in the bend pattern, I like to go prayer hands, but instead of targeting my mid-thigh, now I'm going to target my knees with my elbows and down and up, okay? So there's your squat pattern, okay? And elbows to knees, by the way, that is a pretty deep squat, but I would say that it's not excessively deep, right? We definitely can get deeper. But elbows to knees is a good target. And as you're doing this, same things that we've talked about with the bend pattern, you're looking out for the alignment of everything, feet flat, ankles, knees, and hips. Is there anything going on here? Is there any inward or outward movement? Are the feet pronating or supinating or externally or internally rotating? A lot of times when it comes to that type of movement, we see it happening unilaterally, not so much bilaterally. So there might be one that's going haywire and the other one's pretty stable. Pay attention to it, okay? So you're sitting down into your hips. Don't just succumb to gravity. Pull yourself down. Pull yourself down and pay total awareness to your body and the alignment of all of the things that we need to pay attention to. Like I said, feet, hip, knee, ankle alignment, and back. All the way up, keeping everything in perfect alignment so that you're not rounding and getting into a kyphotic posture. It's very easy when you squat, especially if you get deep, 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 for the pelvis to tuck under just like it can in the bend pattern and for you to start rounding your back, okay? So make sure that you're keeping your back nice and flat. And just like the bend pattern, if you notice that you get to a limit of your flexibility where if you go any deeper, a postural deviation occurs, whether that be in your legs, in your back, in your neck, anywhere that it is, stop the range of motion. The moment that deviation thinks about occurring, come back up out of the movement and do it again, and use body awareness and a spotter if you need it to tell you the moment that your body even thinks about going out of alignment. Go through 10 to 12 reps using proprioception, staying very focused, and you will notice that by the end of the set, you got a lot deeper. By the end of the workout, 3 to 5 sets, you got way deeper without that deviation happening, okay? So work on this pattern. Sitting down into your hips, flat back. Again, just like we said with a bend pattern, you can tie that string around your waist. It should go slack when you drop down. That means the transverse abdominis, the core stabilizer, is firing when your posture is the most compromised, okay? That string should go slack as the TVA engages at the bottom, and as you come down, you inhale, and then come up, exhale. Okay? Pay really close attention to all of the little subtle movements in your body. Bend pattern and squat, and also the lunge pattern. One additional thing I will say is shoes can really mess with you on this. I'd really probably say your best option is to be doing all of these things barefoot on a pretty stable surface. If for any reason you have to wear shoes, that's totally fine. Maybe you're doing it in a gym where you have to be wearing shoes. Get rid of cushions in your soles. You want a flat sole shoe with very little cushioning so that you're connected to the ground and you don't have this cushion underneath your foot that's allowing your foot to move around all around inside of that foot on the stable floor. Okay, so make sure that you basically go as minimal as possible with the shoes that you're choosing to use. And like I said, especially when you're just learning these techniques, best thing that you can possibly do is take your shoes off. In fact, countless times I will see somebody doing one of these exercises, squat, bend, lunge, and they're all over the place. And I'll say, well, try taking your shoes off and see what happens. And they take their shoes off and their form is 50% better, if not more, because they're stable, right? So that's the squat pattern, you guys. Keep practicing, keep that chest up. There's very little forward lean in the squat pattern, and that's going to depend a little bit on your body type, okay? With long legs and long femur, the long femur puts your hips back a little bit further, and there's going to be a little bit more forward lean to compensate to prevent you from falling over backwards. So there's a little bit of sort of leeway depending upon the body type. Not every squat pattern looks the same. However, I will say that if you've got weight up on your front chest, front rack, and you're doing a squat pattern now, there's going to be naturally less forward lean because you've got the counterbalance here in your hands. Anyway, I digress. Practice this. Get it down until you are masterful with body weight, okay? Don't add weight to your squat pattern until you've mastered this. That includes a nice full range of motion squat, which might mean elbows to knees are very, very close before we think about adding weight, okay? Check your technique, and if you are not sure, film yourself, watch it back. Get a spotter that can help you, or if you really would like to do this, you can send me a video and I will critique it for you. Thank you guys for watching. The lunge pattern is the third and final pattern that's coming up next.